You know what really bothers me? When a show has so much promise, but I know I'm just going to forget mostly everything about it. Because of how it plays out, and it just becomes another show out in the vast collection of all the anime produced every year, lost to time and only remembered by a few people that have good memories or really connected with the characters or story. Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka caught my eye on 2 accounts after it finished airing. Once due to a YouTube clip titled "Want to Play with My Boobs?" and second due to YouTube's autoplay feature ending up on the opening sequence for the show. I thought, this doesn't look that bad. The opening leaves a lot to be desired, but I like the presentation. The characters don't scream magical girls, and it reminds me a bit of Psycho-Pass. So why not give it a chance, even if I'm going to be presented with a one-off scene about boob grabbing that can easily be dismissed, or maybe it's even funny in context. From the start, Spec Ops Asuka had a great setup. The story of magical girls saving the world is over, but reality doesn't end. War, terrorism, drug cartels, and crime as a whole continue. Now the job of the magical girls is basically that of a glorified military. With their old enemy vanquished, the girls live different lives in different areas of the world. While some take up this job of fighting crime, others return to everyday life, only to realize that their previous experiences will come back to haunt them and force them back into action. Although the show has a strong start, it decides to introduce more characters, and it begins to decline into something that it could have avoided becoming. Early on in the show, the comic relief, if you can call it that, almost purely consists of Asuka's teammate Kurumi obsessing over Asuka. The interactions can be summed up as, Kurumi is gay as fuck, and by applying the stereotypical yandere thought process to her. But to make matters worse, characters like Tamara begin to obsess over Asuka, for almost no reason other than just to show Tamara in her underwear, cuddling and grinding with a stuffed animal. Characters like Abby are essentially Kurumi, but replacing Asuka with the mysterious masked antagonist, Queen. Though this isn't to say the show doesn't have its strengths with certain characters, Geese for example, while his tragic backstory is nothing more than sob bait for a character that only lasts a few episodes, it actually gets pretty grim and can show the horror of one group of humans directly controlling another through fear. For what it's worth, the show kept my attention enough to say somewhat entertained while watching it with someone else. It's got a strong premise, but that's about it. And while it was visually rough around the edges, Studio Light & Films has a way of making less than average animations entertaining, as seen with Senyu and Sekko Boys. But with a serious show like Asuka, they should have aimed for higher quality in all aspects. Maybe there's fault with the source material in most of this, but by the end, you're left wondering if there will be a second season. And if there is one, it's only because of all the fan service and hundreds of thousands of views per video, the suggestive scenes amassed online. With most questions left unanswered, Spec Ops Asuka leaves you with the idea that reality never has an ending, and thus this story continues either in a future season, or never to be seen in animation, only to be read in its source. While thematically consistent with the idea of the story, it serves as a big middle finger for wasting your time with the series if you expected even the slightest bit of resolution, such as a gripping revelation to propel the story forward, or something like